of a Play Therapist podcast is raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic, discussing mental health from a play therapy specialization, including trends, treatment approaches and techniques, theory, and the business of psychotherapy practice. Get ready to learn and play with your host, licensed clinical social worker and registered play therapist supervisor, Althea T. Simpson.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Chronicles of a Play Therapist. I am your host, Althea T. Simpson, licensed clinical social worker and registered play therapist supervisor. I am the founder of Brighter Day Therapeutic Solutions, which is a trauma-informed psychotherapy practice in Northern Virginia. And I'm also the founder of Unicorn Life Play Therapy Training. So this month, all month long, we will be talking about the business of psychotherapy practice. And so today's episode is going to be talking about branding. Branding and marketing are two different concepts, but branding and marketing are necessary expenses to starting and sustaining a psychotherapy business. But they are often missteps along the way on the journey of a lot of psychotherapists, or it doesn't get enough time and attention because of the expense. Branding and marketing is not inexpensive, but they are necessary. You don't have to have six-figure marketing budget. You don't have to have $10,000 marketing budget, but you have to carve this into your business budget. At minimum, you want to consider online directories where you can be found. And that's if you are a psychotherapist practicing traditional psychotherapy, or if you're branching out into specializations. So I can be found on the Association for Play Therapy website as not only a play therapist, but also an approved provider to offer training and supervision to help people work toward their credentialing as a registered play therapist. I am a certified Lego Serious Play facilitator, and I can be found on the Lego Serious Play facilitator website if you're looking for a facilitator. So at minimum, you want to consider online directories where you can be found. We are in an age of do it yourself, but this can turn out to be more expensive than hiring someone to do it for you or to show you how to do it, especially websites. A lot of people try to do their own website. Your website is a part of your visual branding, and you want that to be more than okay, because if people search your website and they are visual people and your website is jacked up, guess what? They're going to log out and click to the next one. They don't care if you are at the top of the search engine, right? But if your website is jacked up, then people are not going to want to search further and find out more about you and your skills. So the difference between branding and marketing, like I said, marketing and branding are two different concepts. Achieving business success is understanding the difference between marketing and branding and how to effectively use each to level up or level out your business, because you may have leveled up and reached another level of success. So now you just want to even yourself out or level yourself out. You still need marketing. You still need branding. Marketing is used to promote your products and services. And so I just want to back up a bit because I'm not operating outside of my knowledge area. That's not one of the things that I do. Not only am I a licensed clinical social worker, but I also have an undergrad in business management and I have an MBA in marketing. And I am in the last phase of finishing my PhD in business psychology consulting. So I'm not operating outside of my knowledge area. I take workshops. I invest in myself. I have several coaches depending on what I'm trying to do. So I'm not operating outside of my knowledge area, giving you all this information. So marketing is used to promote your products and services. Branding is used to actively shape who you are and shape your brand. And you can have a personal brand and you can have your business brand. But branding is used to shape your brand and who you are. You need strategies for both. The reason you need strategies for both is because they have different goals and they give you different results, right? So marketing drives sales while branding drives recognition and brand loyalty. But branding must come first. A lot of people jump to marketing their products and services, but branding is so important in sustaining, starting the business, because people want to know who you are. They want to get to know you, and they get to know you through your branding. A big mistake I see that a lot of mental health professionals or private practice psychotherapists make, especially when they're trying to branch out from the traditional psychotherapy, seeing clients on the couch, is that they just jump to pushing their products and services, but there's no brand recognition. But they're pushing their products and services. It's great. I am all for diversifying income. Y'all know that's my platform. That's a part of my business platform, is helping mental health professionals, particularly private practice psychotherapists, diversify their income so they're not stressing, so they can show up and be present for clients and not worrying about their financial stability and having that interfere with their clinical practice. So I am all for diversifying your income, but you have to do it correctly. And so there are a lot of consultants who are popping up, and I love it, as private practice consultants, whether it be in branding, whether it be transformation strategists. So many of them are popping up, but then they push out their products and services. And so you pushing out let's just throw out a number, you pushing out a $5,000 program, but people don't know who you are. And then you get stuck and you're not sure why people are not purchasing your products and your services, or your services and your packages. And it's not that your content isn't good. I hope your content is good, because if you're not delivering good content, then that's just janky. But there's nothing wrong with your content. People don't know who you are. So you have to do the branding first. Branding must come first. Your brand defines who you are. It is essential in helping you to stand out. And it also requires maintenance and evolution. And what I mean by that is that you can't just throw out your brand and just leave it there sitting. People start attaching to your brand, but if they don't connect with you and they don't see you putting things out and you shifting things, but still staying true to your brand, that's one way to lose them to your competition. So let's talk more specifically about branding, because that's what this podcast is about. And so branding creates a specific impression of you and your psychotherapy practice. It doesn't matter if you are doing traditional psychotherapy, if you have a specialization like play therapy, or you are a trainer or a consultant. I wear all of those hats, and they are separate brands under one umbrella. And let me explain what I mean by that. Brighter Day Therapeutic Solutions is my primary brand for traditional psychotherapy practice. And under its umbrella, I have separate brands. This podcast, for instance, Chronicles of a Play Therapist, that's a part of my brand. That's one brand under the umbrella of Brighter Day Therapeutic Solutions. Unicorn Life Training, that's my training institute, where I not only do play therapy training, but I do training for corporations around workplace harassment, grief and loss, whatever their needs are, and I am qualified to do it. I do workplace training. I also do mental health training that's not connected to play therapy, although with me being a play therapist, I'm going to throw some expressive strategies or interventions into regular mental health training as well, because I just love play therapy. I find it to be effective in all avenues of business and life. But Unicorn Life Training, that's under Brighter Day Therapeutic Solutions. And under Unicorn Life Training, I have Unicorn Life Play Therapy Academy, which is specific to play therapy. And it is set up to help mental health professionals who want to get all of their hours, because I can't say if you're going to become a registered play therapist, that's on the Association for Play Therapy. I can give you the training and supervision and guidance to help you complete what you need to submit your application to the Association for Play Therapy. But that's Unicorn Life Play Therapy Academy under Unicorn Life Training. And then I have the Black Play Therapy Symposium, which is an annual conference that is set up to look at the unique needs of the Black community and making sure that we are providing culturally responsive training to the Black community, children and families in the Black community. Then I have the Black Play Therapy Experience. That is a derivative of the Black Play Therapy Symposium that came out of the request for me to take the Black Play Therapy Symposium on the West Coast and in the Midwest. Well, the Black Play Therapy Symposium has 22, 23 speakers. I'm not doing that twice a year. So I came up with Black Play Therapy Experience, where it is a smaller conference where it'll have 2 to 3 speakers that I can just do events locally, pop up. I can do cruises, all of that. So I separated the Black Play Therapy Experience from the Black Play Therapy Symposium, but it's the same concept, just on a smaller scale. And the focus is still around bringing awareness to mental health professionals that's treating the Black community, that their needs are unique. Yes, the issues cross cultural boundaries or go into different cultures, but the experiences of the Black community make their needs unique. So that's the Black Play Therapy Symposium, Black Play Therapy Experience. And also under the Black Play Therapy Experience, I have monthly workshops focused on issues in the Black community, how to treat issues in the Black community. So that's all of my play therapy and mental health brands, right? And then I have Althea T. Simpson Consulting. And under Althea T. Simpson Consulting, which I am a consultant for, my focus is psychotherapists, mental health professionals and psychotherapists, but I do some consulting in corporate agencies as well. But Althea T. Simpson Consulting, business executioner, that's focused specifically on women in psychotherapy practice. Business blunders in psychotherapy private practice, that came out of all of the mistakes that happened on my 9-year journey as a independent practitioner or a solo practitioner. And then I started Innovations in Business and Psychotherapy Private Practice Conference. That is to help shed light on the different things that you can do as a mental health professional to diversify your income. So you're not burning yourself out trying to see 40, 50, 60 clients a week, not spitting in anybody's soup. If that's what you want to do, then kudos to you. But for those who don't know how to diversify their income to decrease their caseload, then that's what Innovations in Business and Psychotherapy Private Practice Conference is for. They all have separate websites, separate logos. The missions are different, but all of the services are related to the mental health field and mental health professionals, because that is my audience. So that's a big part of branding, knowing who your audience is. And so my primary brand colors are consistent across my brands with slight deviations in the accent colors, but I am even consistent in my brand colors. And brand colors are a major part of building your brand. So when you think about branding yourself as a psychotherapist, private practitioner, or you branding your business, you have to think about what words come to mind. For all of my brands, the biggest one is integrity, then trustworthiness, competence. So you have to think about what words come to mind when you are developing your brand. Your brand is how you attract potential customers. People look for consistency and whether you can be trusted to deliver the products and services you're putting out there. Don't be janky with it. Don't be janky with it. Because let me tell you what happens when you're janky. You don't know if you're going to break someone. We are mental health professionals and we are helping professionals and we are healers. And the worst thing that can happen is for you to break someone as a healer, for you to harm someone as a healer. And I'm talking about intentionally harming people by putting out janky products, misrepresenting your knowledge and your skills just to earn a dollar. That is the worst thing you can do as a healer. Take your time, set it up correctly, make sure that you're delivering what you say that you can deliver, because you don't know what people give up or what people take a chance on when you put out products and services, or you put out services. And I'm talking more specifically about a lot of mental health professionals, private practitioners who's jumping into the consulting business because they see that it really is lucrative. I'm not going to lie to you. It is a lucrative business. Being a consultant is very lucrative, but what are the values behind it? Where's the integrity behind it? So someone may be desperate to leave their job and they see your services promoted on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you're promoting them, whatever social media outlets or online platforms you're using. They decide to take a chance. They save up their money. They sacrifice going to lunch, taking their lunch in, eating oodles and noodles, whatever, so that they can save up the money. And this is just a scenario that they can save up the money to purchase your coaching program. And then they purchase your coaching program and it's shoddy, it's janky. There's no substance to it. It's just a bunch of bullet points, kind of like that chocolate Easter bunny. I don't know. I talk about this a lot because when I was a kid, we had an Easter basket every year. But my mom, her Easter bunnies, we always had an Easter bunny in our basket. And when you bite into the Easter bunny, it crumbles because it's hollow on the inside. But then I started paying attention because I used to get excited about the Easter bunnies. And I think that probably had something to do with me not eating chocolate for a while or liking chocolate for a while, right? I'm a storyteller, y'all, so bear with me, but I'm gonna get to the point. So I started paying attention to my mom's Easter bunnies and the Easter bunnies that were put in our Easter baskets. And so her Easter bunny was like carved out. It was defined, like how you see the hair of the rabbit and stuff, because it was carved and it didn't have that candy button eye. And that's how I started to learn which Easter bunny that I had in my basket, because the one with the button eyes is that one that's hollow inside, but it's pretty because it has the pretty bright blue button eyes. It has the little like tie on it or whatever that button thing is around the neck. And it's flashy and it's pretty, but it was hollow on the inside. And hers was always solid. So that's what I mean by your content being like those Easter bunnies that's hollow inside. When you bite into it or you break it, it crumbles. Your information that's janky, if that's what you are selling to people. Take the time to develop your programs. It takes time. That's why you're able to charge what you charge for your packages and your programs. Because if you've taken the time to do the research and to really put it together and give solid information, then it's worth the cost of your programs. But if it's janky and it's hollow inside and it's just the outline, then that's a problem. So you don't know what people have to do. They have aspirations, they have dreams, and then they purchase your products and services and they janky. And then that makes them feel defeated and they retreat and they're afraid to live their dreams, or they're afraid to trust the next consultant that's actually providing them with solid information to help them build the foundation for whatever business they want as a psychotherapist. So that's what I mean by not being janky about what you're doing. If you're going to put the products and services out there, make sure that they're solid. Do a beta. Anytime I do a new program, I do a beta test. And I know the type of person I am. I'm an overachiever. That comes out of my trauma. So I know that the information and the activities and the exercises are very solid, but I've never done it before. It's just all research based. So it's at a lower price when I put it out there because it's a beta. The first group that's a beta test. Beta test your stuff at a lower price so you can see where you need to modify things, change some things, take some stuff out, put some other stuff in, move it around. So you're not putting out janky products. So they want to see if they are going to be able to trust you. They're watching you. People may not buy from you right away, but just because they're not buying from you right away, that doesn't mean they're not watching you and what you're doing and what you're putting out. An example would be like some months back, I posted about my Play Therapy Academy, and someone commented about being interested in pursuing their registered play therapy credentialing. Before I responded, a person who had signed up for my Unicorn Life Play Therapy Academy about 4 months prior had already responded about the legitimacy of what I offer. But the thing that was interesting to me, and I didn't know this, and they never even said this to me, I read it for the first time when they commented that what I offer is straight legit. But they said that they had taken a few trainings throughout the year, but they watched me on social media for about a year before joining my Play Therapy Academy. So just because people aren't purchasing doesn't mean that they're not watching. You stay true to what you're putting out and be consistent because your right client will come to you. So when you decide to start branding, you don't want to cast a wide net and then you just, whoever happened to get caught in the net becomes your client. That's not what you want. You have to be very concise and you have to develop a plan. So when you decide to start your branding journey, here's some questions to ask yourself. What do my brand project to others? What are the values? Because your values is the backbone of your brand. Who is my ideal client? Like I said, not everyone will be your client. Not everyone should be your ideal client. Be specific. Be bougie about who you want to be your clients. I don't know if you follow me on Facebook, you see I treat the people in my Play Therapy Academy and in my Small Business Blunders coaching program very well. From the gift boxes that I send to them, to the content that they get, to the access that they have to me for investing in me and my program to invest in themselves. So I don't want just anyone connected to me and my programs because I know I put a lot into what I deliver. And so I don't want anyone nickel and diming me or coming at me because they want more, but not instituting the things that they're learning or haggling me about my prices. If you got to haggle someone about their prices, this is talking to the consumer and the consultant or the professional or the coach. If someone is haggling you about your prices, they're not your clients. If you have to haggle somebody about their prices, then that's not your coach. You can't want their coach. Well, you can want it. That don't mean you're going to get it. But wanting their quality, but you don't want to pay for the quality. You recognize the benefit of being up under them and receiving services from them, but you don't want to pay for it. Get out of that mindset that I need to be connected to influencers, but I don't want to pay influencer prices. Get out the mindset of wanting things for free or at a discount for you to turn around and charge someone else. That makes no sense to me. But those not the clients that I want. Here's something to think about. When people put their prices out, when consultants put their prices out, when trainers put their prices out, when therapists put their prices out, that's their price. If they were going to discount it, they would let you know. Respect them and their prices and their services, their knowledge and their skills. Something about them made you reach out to them. So respect their prices, respect their value that they're going to bring to you. But everyone is not your client. So don't cast a wide net and craft your brand around who you caught. Craft your brand around who you want to attract. Am I creating a web presence? In this day of technology, your potential clients will more than likely find you on an online platform. Am I consistent with what I do and what I say? Is it consistent across marketing platforms? Are my products and services aligned with my brand? What do I mean by that? If I had a side hustle, let's say I'm selling candles, that would not be mentioned if I'm trying to get mental health professionals to purchase either my play therapy trainings or any of my business coaching products. However, I may include a candle, one of the candles that's a part of my side hustle, in one of my gift boxes that I send to the members in my Play Therapy Academy or my Business Blunder small group coaching program. But I wouldn't just put the candle in there. I would put some sort of expressive directive to promote psychotherapist self-care. And I'm just saying that if I did side hustles, but I don't have side hustles. And I'm not spitting in anyone who has side hustles. You do what you got to do. But what I want to encourage you to think about is ditching the side hustles and aligning your products and services with your business activities. That's what I do. I don't do side hustles. I align my business activities so I'm earning income off of my skills and knowledge instead of just trying to make money by selling unrelated products. So I'll leave you with this on how to get started with your brand. There are so many people that's out here that's consulting, that's branding consultants and everything, and they may choose to give you different set of things to look at. But this is just my opinion about getting started with your brand. You have to know what branding is. Your brand is your promise to your customers. So know what branding is. If you keep breaking promises to your customers, do you think they still going to be your customers? No, no. How does it affect your small business? How does it affect your psychotherapy business? Whether you're a traditional psychotherapist or you're a psychotherapist that's diversifying your income into consulting, training, speaking, all of the other things that we can do as psychotherapists, because we just amazing. Yes, I said it. Psychotherapists are amazing. But how is it affecting that? Becoming known as an expert on a certain topic or in a certain field builds additional channels. Did you hear that? Builds additional channels that lead back to your business, which increases your income. So establish your identity. How are your products and services different from your competition? If I stay in the thought of my play therapy training business, how am I different? One, the topics that I put out. Some of my topics, you have it, people think like, what in the world? But guess what? It got them thinking. And then they're curious about what I'm talking about. So then they buy the training. But then I don't disappoint. Still establishing your identity, revisit your core values. What are your passions? What are your skills? What are your traits? I am super passionate about play therapy, and it comes across when I talk about it. I don't care if I just had the worst day as a play therapist. When I start talking about it, it still comes across the excitement that I have about play therapy because I know the benefits of play therapy. I know them personally from doing some of the activities for myself and then processing them with my therapist. Yes, I'm a therapist with a therapist. Not ashamed of it. I use expressive activities that's derived from play therapy in my business activities with my coachees, with my supervisees. So I know the benefits of play therapy across the lifespan. Play therapy is not just for children. Expressive play, and I'm saying expressive play because it's not therapy, is even going into corporate spaces. Think I'm lying? Check out Lego. That's why I became a certified Lego Serious Play facilitator. Check out Playmobil. They are designing toys just for adults to play with in the workplace, to decrease anxiety, to work through stress. So I know the benefits of play therapy, and I know the therapeutic powers of play. So I incorporate that across all of my brands and all of my business activities. I incorporate expressive activities because it helps you to get attuned with yourself, your needs, your emotions, and all of those things can affect your business. So establish your identity by revisiting what your core values are. What are your passions, skills, and traits? You want to trademark, because again, there are some janky people that just be taking other people's stuff and slapping their name on it. They'll change one or two words and slap their name on it. That's just janky. But trademarks protect you. I remember an attorney said, put a ring on it. If you don't put a ring on it, it's up for grabs. So if you really like it, you really love it, spend the money to trademark it. Your logo, that's a part of establishing your brand identity. Your brand colors, I mentioned that earlier. My primary brand colors are purple, black, and white. And across my brands, I'm not going to go through them again, but across my brands, those colors are consistent in my branding. One, because I just buy plain tablecloths, so I don't have to keep spending a whole bunch of money putting my logo on every... You've been listening. I have a lot of brands, all related to mental health and mental health professionals, but I got a lot of brands, and that could be really expensive. So one of the ways that I cut my costs is just buying plain tablecloths, black, purple, white, and accenting them with branded materials on the table. That's a tip for you. But my brand colors are consistent. So it starts with knowing what a brand is and what you want to do with it, what makes you special, what makes you stand out. My big old personality and my passion for play therapy makes me stand out. Define your aspirations. Those goals and objectives are so important. Don't miss that step. Don't be in a rush. Don't lag either, because timing is super important. If you wait too late or you jump in too quickly, either one of those can be damaging to your brand and your business. But goals and objectives, knowing, going back to that, what's my why? I want my business to be known as. What do you want your business to be known as? That's important in defining those aspirations and creating that brand identity. It paints a picture of what you do and who your audience is. You can't miss those or skip your values, your mission. Create a value statement. Create a mission statement. You can even create a position statement, where you want to be positioned in the market. Develop a brand statement. This should be 1 or 2 sentences that sums up your company's mission, goals, and values, how your business is different from others like yours. You want to be concise. Be concise about what your business does when you develop your brand statement. What is your mantra? Your mantra is different from your tagline. Those are important to branding. Just look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about. I come from a marketing world, so I knew to include this information. But your mantra, this is 3 to 5 words that describe the essence of your brand. Your mantra is an internal company guide, the principles of how you operate and how you want your employees, if you have them, to operate. That's internal. Your tagline attracts your customers. So before I give you Unicorn Life Play Therapy tagline and mantra, I'm going to give you all a brand name that's known to many across the seas. Nike. Nike has a mantra of being authentic, athletic performance. Their tagline that every fan of Nike knows, and a lot who are not a fan, but their tagline is just do it. So the mantra is authentic, athletic performance. The tagline is just do it. So Unicorn Life Play Therapy training, my mantra is high quality, experiential, and innovative training, because every training that I do has an experiential component to it, because I honestly believe that we have to engage in these activities that we're asking clients to do, whether it's a child, an adult, or a couple, or a teenager. We can't ask them to go places we're not willing to go. And if you have, and especially trauma, because I'm a trauma professional, you just asking them to do these activities and not knowing if they're properly resourced. Are you resourced? Are you going to have a reaction? And if you have a reaction, how are you going to respond? Are you going to be able to hold it together in front of that client and then contact your supervisor or a consultant or a colleague to process what just happened. That's why my training are experiential. They're very innovative because I like pushing the boundaries and pushing the envelopes. I take a lot of risk in my business, and I take a lot of risk with training. I take a lot of risk with activities because my goal is to help clients heal. So I teach what I know to other mental health professionals who want to become play therapists or that want to use play therapy in their psychotherapy practice, because you don't have to be a registered play therapist to use play therapy. You just need the training. So across the board, my mantra is high quality, experiential, and innovative training. My tagline, play therapy is magical, because I absolutely love play therapy and believe it's magical. I believe in the magic of play therapy. So those are some things to think about to get started with building your brand and building your brand identity. Those psychotherapists who create powerful brands, they also create opportunities not only to meet new people and potential clients in the mental health field, but in corporate spaces too. So if you want to become a consultant, diversifying your income as a consultant, you have to build a powerful brand. Branding and marketing is not cheap. You cannot put unrelated services together. You cannot put unrelated products together. If you have multiple brands, you have to brand and market those individual brands. It's not cheap. Heck, nothing we do in the mental health world is cheap. It's an ongoing investment, whether it's in training to keep up on your skills and to elevate you in your knowledge and skills as a therapist, or it's to branch out. You want to be a business owner, you want to be an entrepreneur, but they don't teach you that in psychotherapy programs or mental health programs. So it's an investment, an additional investment you have to make in yourself and in your business that costs money. Stop expecting people to give you everything for free. Some consultants and business people in the psychotherapy field want to see if you're going to pay for their knowledge before they start giving you anything for free. But a poor mindset has you thinking I should get things for free before I decide to pay. You're going to miss out on some good information to help you lay a foundation. Change your mindset, change your thinking. Consider this. You want this knowledge and information and skills so you can charge other people. How is that going to work? How is that going to be successful if you think you should get it for free so you can turn around and charge someone else? Most people who are successful, and I'm not saying that you have to invest a whole lot of money, but you have to invest money. You want to make money. That's why you want the knowledge and skills. So you have to pay for it. How do you become successful and have 2 and 3 commas connected to your income if you won't invest 0 commas? That's something to think about. You've been listening to another informational episode of Chronicles of a Play Therapist. This is the Business of Psychotherapy Practice Edition. I am your host, Althea T. Simpson, licensed clinical social worker and registered play therapist supervisor. Thanks for listening, and until next time, play well.
Chronicles of a Play Therapist is sponsored by Unicorn Life Play Therapy Academy, where play therapy is magical. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe in your favorite podcast app and follow us on YouTube. Chronicles of a Play Therapist is intellectual property of Althea T. Simpson. All rights reserved.